To go? Thumbs up? Okay. Before I start and getting into some of the details of this incident, I'd like to first introduce Chief Robert Calmares, and he'll give you some words before I continue. So, Chief?
Thank you, everyone, for coming. Today our department is saddened as we gather here to address a tragedy that's shaken our community. Early this morning, officers responded to a very serious collision on Jefferson Street involving 5 Sacred Heart University students and 1 rideshare driver. Our deepest sympathies go out to the families, friends, and classmates of the victims of this crash. My hope is that we can come together as a community, offering support and compassion to one another. I want to thank the members of Sacred Heart University Public Safety for their assistance in contacting victims' families who were involved in the crash. And Public Safety Director McNamara will be speaking in a moment to give further details on that. As we move forward, our crash reconstruction investigators will work tirelessly to investigate the circumstances surrounding this tragic incident. Rest assured, we will dedicate all of our resources that we have at the police department to determine the cause of this crash. I'll now turn it over to the first select woman of the town of Fairfield, Brenda Kupchak.
Thank you, Chief. Obviously, we are all very concerned about our students in our town. We have 2 universities in our community, and they are like part of our community. So the first call early this morning from the chief was very upsetting, and we are just praying that all of them who are involved in this accident will be okay. And I wanted to just note that our licensed clinical counselor with the police department that we just put in place about a year ago is at the hospital with victims' families, and I'm very glad that she's there offering support. I want to acknowledge the 911 dispatchers who handled this and one who arrived on the scene early, and I really want to thank Fairfield Police Department for being first on scene to respond to this really very, very sad accident. And the town of Fairfield is here and stands in support with Sacred Heart and with the students. And if any of the families need any support from me, I am available.
Again, thank you all for coming. We really appreciate it. My name is Lieutenant Ed Nook. I just give you the spelling, E-D-N-O-O-K, and I am the Public Information Officer. Unfortunately, I'm addressing a serious crash that occurred in the town of Fairfield today, September 29th, at around 12:04 in the morning. The Fairfield County Regional Dispatch Center received 911 calls reporting a car collision on Jefferson Street near Sacred Heart University. Fairfield police were first to arrive on scene and found 2 vehicles involved in the collision. One of the cars came to rest on its roof. That was a 2018 black Audi, which had a sole occupant. The occupant is a male Sacred Heart University student. The second vehicle involved was a 2021 white Toyota Corolla. This car was operated by an Uber driver carrying 4 female passengers who are also Sacred Heart University students. This was a very active scene, which included police, fire, and AMR personnel all working together. All 6 victims were transported to either St. Vincent's Hospitals or Bridgeport Hospital. They all had critical injuries. The Fairfield Police Reconstruction Team has since cleared the scene and is actively investigating this collision. We are also working together with Sacred Heart's administration, as this devastating event will no doubt have a long-lasting effect on everyone who is involved. So with that, I will have Lieutenant Michael Paris, who is Lieutenant of Special Services, and also in charge of the accident investigators, and myself, answer some questions for you at this time if you have them.
If you were to be able to just describe the geography, it's the Martyr building, right? Kind of it happened in that area. Like, was there a driveway? Was one car maybe pulling in, or did it just happen immediately outside of that area by Park and Jefferson?
So it was right on Jefferson Street, by that building, and it appears that, jump in at any time if I get anything incorrect, that the white Corolla, the Toyota Corolla was coming across Park Avenue onto Jefferson Street, and the black Audi was going eastbound on Jefferson Street, and the Audi appeared to hit a curb, which pushed it into the other lane, the westbound lane, and the crash occurred right there on Jefferson Street.
I know you mentioned that car hit a curb. I know it's very early on in the investigation, but any indication at this point why that car may have hit the curb? Was it raining at midnight?
I'm gonna turn that over to
Sure,
Lieutenant Mike Paris.
So Lieutenant Michael Paris, P-A-R-I-S. So to answer your question, Lauren, the Audi was traveling westbound on Jefferson Street, and as it came around the corner, it appears preliminarily to have kind of lost control in that area of Jefferson Street by the Martyr building, at which point the collision occurred with the eastbound vehicle, the Toyota Corolla, occupied by the Uber driver and 4 students. Any other questions?
Do you know if the girls were coming from campus or going from campus?
It appears, as of this point, they were going back to campus. I can give you an update on some injuries to these occupants. I just left the hospital speaking with the family. All of them are from out of state. The families have been with their children, and the statuses are these at this point. We know that we have 2 people who are critical but stable condition at Bridgeport Hospital. We have 2 people who are in stable condition at Bridgeport Hospital, and we have 2 people at St. Vincent's Medical Center who are in critical condition.
Can you say about the ages and years of the victims?
They range, but they're in the 18-year-old range for students, and the Uber driver is a gentleman that's older than that. I'm not sure of his age.
So those are girls, and then the boy who's in the other car, they're all in the 18.
We're on the 18-year-old range, correct.
Maybe the boy, he was coming or going?
We don't know yet where he was going, where he's coming from, but we do know, obviously, he was traveling on Jefferson Street. And he was the sole occupant of that vehicle.
And the girls, they've been out?
The girls, again, it's not really known as to where they were coming from. It appears that they were going back to campus, though.
Are you able to say, I mean, I know there's a lot, there's 6 people here, there are 2 people who are critical but stable, and then the 2 who are critical at one hospital, and 2 who are critical at the other hospital. Are you able to say who's who at this point?
Sure. So the driver of the Audi is at St. Vincent's Medical Center, and he is in critical condition at this point. One occupant that was in the other vehicle is at St. Vincent's Medical Center in critical condition, and the others are at Bridgeport Hospital.
So that would be, so the boy is critical, one of the girls is critical, and the rest of the girls are critical?
So,
Is that stable, or?
yeah, I'll go over it again. So we have 2 critical but stable condition. That is the Uber driver who's critical but stable condition, a female in the Toyota who's critical but stable condition. We have 2 others who are stable at Bridgeport Hospital, 2 other females, and then 1 female who was in the Toyota Corolla is critical condition, and the driver of the Audi, the male, is critical condition at St. Vincent's Medical Center.
Any additional speed?
Don't know yet. We will sure investigate that and determine if that's a contributing factor to the crash.
Alcohol or anything like that?
Again, same thing. We'll continue to investigate. As the chief said, we will not leave any stone unturned in this case. We have all of our investigators at full potential, each one of them doing a different task. So this will be a case that we will, again, not leave any stone unturned. That's correct. Yes, yes. Anybody else? Okay. Thank you.
So like we said earlier, it's obviously early in the investigation. It happened just a little bit after midnight. So this is fluid and just in the beginning, in the infant stages of the investigation. We just want to be able to get this out there to you all. But as I said earlier, we're working together with Sacred Heart University. So I want to just ask Gary McNamara, the Director of Public Safety of Sacred Heart University, to come up.
So I'm Gary McNamara, Executive Director of Public Safety and Government Affairs at Sacred Heart University. And I want to first of all start by thanking all the first responders. As was mentioned earlier, the 911 operators, Fairfield Police, Fairfield Fire Department, Bridgeport Fire Department, and I believe potentially Bridgeport Police Department, who all came to the need of our students. You know, Jefferson Street is right there, not on campus, but right next to campus. So to have that response initially is really, really important. In addition, I want to compliment our public safety officers who were the first on scene, rendering the aid that they could until the other first responders arrived to the scene. On behalf of Dr. Patillo, president of the university, I just wanted to, again, thank them for responding. You know, early after this accident, Dr. Patillo, as well as the Dean of Students, Denise Tiberio, myself, and others were at both hospitals, St. Vincent's Hospital and Bridgeport Hospital, meeting with some families, as well as some of the students who we could meet with, to offer whatever assistance we could, not only with the accident, but as you all know, students are worried sometimes about tests and homework and what this does to affect their education. So we wanted to extend to the families that we are there as a blanket over them for whatever they need, not only today, tomorrow, but onward. And I should mention also to thank the members of the Bridgeport Hospital and St. Vincent's Hospital, because the real treatment, medical treatment, starts there, and we're certainly thankful for all the work that they do. So it's a very hard day on campus at Sacred Heart University today. Not only for these students and their families, but other students who saw the crash, maybe not witnessed the crash, but were there when the response occurred, as well as the myriad of family members who send students to a university. It's concerning for them, and we know that. This morning we canceled classes, the 11 o'clock classes, so that students, faculty, and staff could attend a prayer service on our chapel. In fact, I believe it's still ongoing right now. Give them an opportunity to come together as a community to pray. In addition to that, Dr. Patillo and our counseling service is available for any students or family who needs some conversations. We are a community. Now, having said that, Sacred Heart is a community within a community. We exist within the community in the town of Fairfield. And First Selectwoman Brenda Kupchak mentioned that she's there to support us, and that's what really matters, is that we are a small community within a larger community, and we have received outreach from not only the town of Fairfield, but also the city of Bridgeport and members of that greater community, supporting our students, supporting our families, and supporting the university as a whole. So I just wanted to thank all of them collectively. We will get through this, all of us will get through this together, but it's certainly going to take some time. And the SHU community thanks all the support that those other communities have given us. Thank you.
Okay, that concludes the press conference for today, and just want to say thank you all for coming. I really appreciate it.